Crossflatts. So I just wanted to show you a little World War II inspired look that you might want to try for our VE Day week, for the picnic with your family, or maybe for the disco afterwards. So this look is inspired by this lady here. So she is called Rosie Riveter, and she was part of a poster campaign. It's actually an American campaign, but the same kind of thing was happening here. And it was a poster campaign to encourage women who previously hadn't done these kind of jobs before, to do jobs that were typically male dominated, male orientated. Things like being a farmer, a mechanic, a factory worker. So women hadn't really done these jobs before. There was campaigns like this which encouraged them to sort of get out from their kitchens and get busy, get doing these more difficult manual jobs. So Rosie kind of represented female strength, and she did it whilst looking very glamorous. So she is wearing her overalls, so I've donned my overalls already, and we're going to go for the rest of Rosie's look. So the first thing which you might have noticed is her hair. So Rosie's hair, if you can see at the front, is curled up, and this was a style which was very popular in the 40s, called the victory roll. So I'll find you a different picture here. You can see this lady's got her hair rolled up at the front, and nobody knows for sure why it was called the victory roll, but there's a few different theories. So one of the theories is that it was named after the roles which fighter pilots would do in the air. Another theory is that it was named victory roll because for the people who were alive during the war, every day was a victory. Just being alive was seen as a victory. And also I think there's a little bit of the fact that the countries where this style was popular obviously did have a victory in the end, so that made it even more popular, although it was popular throughout the war. So I don't think that's the actual reason, but maybe one reason why it's kind of stuck around, that name. So you're going to have to take this out to show you how to do it. So I think in the 40s the women would use curlers, and they'd sleep in the curlers to get those big perfect curls, but we don't actually have to do that. I'm going to show you a cheats version. So you should brush your hair however you have it parted. So I have mine parted in the middle, but if you have your part to the side, that will work just as well. So what I'm going to do, and excuse me if I look in this big mirror sometimes just to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to section off the front bit of my hair using a brush, so use a brush or a comb. And you can section off as much as you want. I'm going to section right down to my ear, but you don't have to. You could just section the first little bit if you wanted. So I'm going to section right down to my ear, and then I'm going to use my brush to brush my hair up. Okay, so that bit's sectioned off now, and it's all going in the same direction. Now you can curl your victory rolls two ways. You can either curl them backwards, so the curl's like behind the hair, or you can curl them forwards. I'm going to demonstrate both ways for you. So this first time I'm going to go backwards. So I'm going to take two fingers, I'm going to use them to hold the hair. So I've pulled it backwards, and then I'm just wrapping it around that last bit of my fingers, and then I'm going to tuck it underneath. Pull the curl really tight, and then I've just nipped it in place with my fingers, and I'm just grabbing a few curvy grips, and I'm going to put them along the length of my victory roll, like so. And you might want to add a few more, but I'm actually going to take that out in a minute. So that's how you curl it backwards. If you want to curl it the other way, so the curl's coming forwards, you do the exact same thing. At first, you section off your hair, so I'm going again right to the ear. I'm going to brush it forwards, This time, however, I'm going to take my fingers and put them in front of the hair, and then I'm going to, sorry I have to look at this, wrap that around the fingers and then tuck this under, and the tucking under is the hardest bit, to kind of slide your fingers out, try and tuck it like that, and then I'm going to grab a few curvy grips again and pin this. It's much harder doing it this way, so you might have to enlist the help of an adult or a sibling, a brother or sister, to help you. And pin along the length of your curl. Pin it. There we go. Got a little bit stuck out here. That's not a good look. So I'm just going to curve it in that, and you will need quite a few curvy grips to make sure that your victory roll stays in place. Okay. So I've got one going forward and one going back. So you choose which way you want to do it. I'm actually going to take this one out now so that I can show you a finished style with two going forward. So brush it up for anyone that wasn't listening. Then you put your fingers in, curl it round, and the tricky bit is to tuck this tufty bit underneath the majority of your hair. There we go, just adjust it, and then slide your curvy grips down your victory roll. And this bit's gone a little bit looser, but you can tighten it, and again just clip it in place. You can see here I've got this bit that I can't figure out here. I'm just going to tuck that in there to get it out of the way, and use a couple of grips to hold it all in place. Put loads of head in, guys, because when you are dancing, jumping around, these are going to want to move. Okay, so pretty happy with my victory rolls. If I go back to the picture of Rosie, you'll see that she has got a lovely little hair scarf in. So you can, if you want, use a hair scarf and put it behind your head. Then you want to tie it behind the victory roll, which is quite hard to do, but it is possible. There you go. And then you can leave your hair down like this, or you can tie it into the scarf, or just tie it in a bun or a bobble just to keep it out of the way. That's very land girl, very Rosie. I'm going to leave mine down. If you don't have a scarf, or the scarf is a little bit fiddly, then you can use a headband. So when I was practicing, this headband worked well, but these ones, which I think most of you girls have got at home, and they're very in trend at the moment, work really well. So you can just pop that on behind your victory rolls and they work fantastic. To finish your look and check if you're borrowing this from an adult that they don't mind you borrowing it or using it, but you might want to finish with some nail varnish, as I have done already, and a lipstick. So in the 1940s, women did wear red nails and red lipstick, and it was a bit of a luxury really, because everything was in short supply, everything was rationed, food, petrol, cosmetics. So red lipstick was a luxury, but it was also sort of seen as an easy way to look your best, because a little splash of red lipstick didn't take a long time to apply, and it made women look and feel really good despite everything that was going on. So it was very important, and it became part of the war effort. And as you will see in the picture of Rosie, she was wearing her red lipstick. So I'm going to put on a red, and I've got two here. One is called Russian Red and one is called Lady Danger. So in the war, lipsticks had different names, quite war-based names. So we had Fighting Red, Patriot Red and Grenade Red. So I'm going to pretend that this is Grenade Red. Pop on your lipstick. And that is the final V-Day look. I hope you've enjoyed, and I can't wait to see all your victory rolls for our disco on Friday. See you later, guys.